Hi, my name is Goldman. I'm the director and founder of Goldman and Associates. Our firm has a primary focus on family law issues here in Michigan. And today we're going to continue our video series designed to educate and inform the public, so please subscribe to our channel. What are the main steps associated with a filing for a divorce? This is a common question. A lot of people either start their case themselves or at least they want to be informed about what is going on behind the scenes with the law firm that they hire in terms of filing for divorce. So I'll tell you what's going on behind the scenes. In order to start a case for divorce, you have to make a filing with the court in the county where you live, and you have to file a summons and complaint. The summons is basically a form that attaches to the complaint, which you provide to the court. And ultimately, when you file this with the court clerk, it's stamped and there's a judge's name put on there and a case number and all these things that sort of activates the case. The complaint for divorce, though, is basically something, it's a short and plain statement of the facts that is enough to know, for the court to know that it's vested with appropriate jurisdiction, and also give it an idea of what you want. So it'll say things like, for example, the parties were married on such and such date. They lived in the state of Michigan for at least 6 months prior to filing the complaint and so many days in the county before filing it in that particular county. It'll say there's been a breakdown of the marriage to the extent that the objects of matrimony have been destroyed. It won't necessarily get into she did this, he did that, he said this, because it's not necessary. All the court has to know has been a breakdown of the marriage and that you have the appropriate residency so that that's the right court for you. It'll also typically say at the end something like, we're asking the court for certain things. It may be general things like a division of the assets that's fair and equitable. It'll usually say that. It'll usually say that an absolute judgment of divorce should be granted. It'll also have a catch-all phrase, which will say something like, we're also asking for any and all relief that the court deems appropriate given the facts and circumstances of the case. So these are the things that it'll say. And so when you're talking about, I want to file a complaint for divorce, what are my main steps? Step number one, gather the information that has to be in the complaint for divorce. So find out where you live. Make sure you lived in the state for enough time, in the county for enough time. Provide the appropriate information for the court so that the complaint can say that, and the court will know that it has jurisdiction and it'll know what the job is. Now, some cases are a little bit more complicated, for example, because let's say they have children. So if there's children, and which means the court is going to have to involve the friend of the court to make determinations and recommendations regarding custody, parenting time, child support, all these things. So therefore, you're going to have to list your kids and when they were born and, the information about them, their correct legal names, who's going to have custody of those children. If you're asking as a primary thing for custody, then part of the things that you ask for in the complaint for divorce will be that you should have temporary custody and the court should make an ultimate determination of custody when the time comes. So these are the things that are necessary as you look at main steps to start your divorce case. These are the main steps that we need to make sure that we lock them down. Every case, though, could be a little different depending on the specific needs. So, for example, if you have a specific need for order freezing assets, you would ask for that also. So these are the subject matter of other things. We're going to get into the mechanics of that, but these are the basic things that constitute the main items for filing for divorce. If you have any questions about that, of course, reach out and we'll be glad to help you out.